Every day, ordinary people make extraordinary choices as they negotiate unpredictable pathways to the peak of their expectations without ever taking the time to enjoy the view. Join me, Tish Tindall, at this panoramic viewpoint of astonishing personal and professional progress as we find out why my next guest is living the fabulous life. I am so excited to welcome once again the superstars that are Unsung Lilly, Sarah and Frankie. How are you, girls?
Hi.
We're very well.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. And do you know what? I'm even better because I'm talking to you two because you have a new single out.
We do, yeah. We have a new single out called Hold My Hand. It just came out last week. And yeah, it's kind of fun. Bit of a different direction for us. And it's, yeah.
Is that what you've been doing since we last spoke, going about in a VW camper van?
Yeah, just been living in that. And,
That kind of rock and roll lifestyle.
yeah,
Living the dream.
touring the world, you know. Oh wait. No.
Did you tour the world with the window open though? This is what I want to know.
What with the front windows? They look like little glasses, don't they? Those little visor glasses.
But seriously, girls, it's really wonderful to see you both and hear your music. You know, it's no secret of my absolute support for you, beyond support. Just I'm in awe of you both and the arrangements and everything that you create. You know that. And I was so delighted to be following you on social media and see the success that you've had. You know, you've been collaborating. Tell me about that. What happened there?
Yeah, we just did a collaboration about a month ago with a DJ called, or a producer DJ called Ricardo Copini from Brazil, who, yeah, he just found us online and got in touch and said, you know, I've been following your music and would love to have you feature on a track. And he's signed to Universal Brazil, which was exciting for us. So it's like our first kind of dalliance, let's say, with a major label, which was exciting too.
And we just saw the word Universal and we were like,
you were sold.
All right, yeah, I'll try that out. But yeah, it's been really fun to collaborate. We don't often do that actually musically. So.
No.
Yeah.
And to do that and yet keep your authenticity, you know, is that something you felt that you were able to do? I mean, it certainly sounds like you guys, you know, do you feel that it went in the direction you would want it to go?
Yeah, I mean, it was very much his song and his production, and we laid our vocals down on top. So yeah, that's important to us especially when we haven't written the song, is to at least kind of give it our Unsung Lilly soul and harmonies and all of those things to keep the Lilly vibes.
And then the new song, it's like a banging summer hit, isn't it? But it still has the luscious feel of your arrangements and your trademark, you know, your epic kind of music making feel, which is, it's almost like ginormous, isn't it? It's this magnificent thing. Here I go, you see, raving about you again. What?
That's why we like coming back.
We're really bad because we're just like,
you just look at me like, who is this woman that's raving about it?
No, we love it. We love it. We forget to talk.
The thing is, you know, it is so unique and it's just ready to tip now, isn't it? I mean, this has got to be the tipping point because, you know, the niche that you have created, the followers that you've created and the market that you've created for big sounds again, but big sounds that are really contained within these wonderful talents. Do you think it's time? Do you think it's time that the world knew about you?
Oh, I mean, we always think it's time.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
It's like, that means a few people, well, a lot more people are saying that to us now, having heard the song and a few other songs. They're kind of saying similar things. So it's like, come on.
Yeah, I think because these songs maybe kind of have up leveled a little bit in terms of like they're really fun, and they're like maybe a little bit more like, I don't know the word commercial, but a bit more commercial or a bit more like I don't know, they'll grab you straight away, let's say. But they still have our kind of Unsung Lilly vibe and all the things that you say that we've kind of created as a niche over the years. So yeah, it feels good. We're excited about the new songs.
You should be, because it's absolutely magnificent. And the orchestrations, Frankie, is this down to you again, all these wonderful orchestrations? Is that coming out of you?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't like, Sarah asked me the other day for another kind of interview that we were doing, and the answer is I don't know like where any of it comes from, except like I was kind of inspired to create something just like really fun, and so I get really obsessed with sounds and things in the moment. So when we were creating these songs, I was really obsessed with like big fat snare sounds and like bass lines. And bass lines have really come back, like disco, the whole disco genre has come back, which is awesome because we love it. And so I was kind of getting inspired by the old school disco with the driven bass lines, like help me out here, like some, because I don't know, I really know the names of artists or songs, but
I guess we were listening to a lot of 70s and 80s.
Yeah, like Shaka Khan and
Prince
and lots of stuff like that. But then also because it's come back, people like Dua Lipa and all sorts of songs you hear now in the charts have got that kind of bass driven disco kind of vibe going on, and I was getting really inspired by like the mix of both of them. And this, so it's kind of got like, we've got like 80s drum sounds with like 70s bass going on, and then like the synths are kind of 80s as well, and it's all kind of very nostalgic and like kind of bringing that together, and then with our vocal on it and our sound on it, because you know, that just kind of happens when we sing together, and that's what it created, and it was really fun. It was really cool.
And you know, being a woman in music and doing the production and really sort of taking charge of this machinery and getting it out there, so important and so inspiring for up and coming musicians who are maybe wondering, you know, how do I find that route to market? I know that, you know, when you left Los Angeles, things changed for you enormously. Where are you now? Do you feel you're in a better place? Do you feel, you know, that you've come home?
In ways, it's been a very tricky experience for, you know, everybody, and a lot has changed for us. But I think now we're excited to get the new music out. We're at a stage with the music now that we're just really excited to, everything's done and everything's finished, and we're just kind of you know, pushing out the new stuff. So it's just really exciting for us, I think, to finally be releasing new music after
nearly 2 years.
2 years.
We were writing all this new music kind of over the whole lockdown period, I guess, and this new song "Hold My Hand" we wrote in the first couple of weeks of the first lockdown. So it's been an interesting journey, kind of, because obviously we've been moving around. Like, we were in LA first, and then we had to move out of that apartment, and we went and stayed with like friends, and we were sofa surfing and trying to record whenever we could, and then we got back here, more sofa surfing and recording little bits, and then we finally got settled. So it's been like weirdly uprooting, but also kind of, I think the music has come out a certain way because of that as well, which is really cool.
I also really love the fact that this song "Hold My Hand" has traveled, like, so it started in California and we finished it here in where we are now in Surrey. So it's just weird that music can do that, and now it's finished and it's done and it's out, and it's just had that weird journey in between.
And also we wrote it in Los Angeles, but we collaborated and got our brother-in-law Sam Bazanki to play guitar on it, who was over here in the UK, and also Russ Carr, who was the old bass player in Unsung Lilly back in the beginning days.
Wow.
to play bass on it. So that was really cool because, you know, when we were all in lockdown, feeling a little bit like vulnerable and scared and not knowing what was happening, it was really nice to kind of reconnect like that, even though we were thousands of miles away, and reconnect and play some music with them. That was really cool.
And how has it helped your relationship, you know, to have gone through this? And, you know, you seem to me to have emerged even stronger, and the sound that you're producing certainly backs that up. How has it been for you during lockdown, you know, working together, living together, being together so much? How has that gone?
Do you know what? We're so lucky that we get on really, really well, and we don't really we don't really argue or anything. The weirdest thing, honestly, is because of the way things are at the moment, we have lost all our performance income, so we've had to get like actual jobs, real life jobs, as in non-music jobs. And so this is the first time that we've been apart from each other for like since we got together, really. So that's a bit strange, but it just means that when we do music together, we really, really appreciate it. And when we are together, we, you know, I think that's the thing that this long period has taught me, is just like knowing more about who I am and like what's important and what I appreciate and what I'm grateful for, that maybe I overlooked before. And
that always comes out in your vocal, I think, Sarah. You know, it just, this song, you know, Hold My Hand, it still has this really epic, believable you vocal and backing vocals, am I right, Frankie, as well, certainly in the beginning of the song. And you know it's you know that we're listening to Unsung Lilly, and you just know it's going to be an incredible journey from beginning to end. And it's one of those songs, it's very difficult to switch it off. You know, you want to play it over and over and over again. And I run a performing arts college, as you know, and we're like, why can't we make the dance video for this? We need to do this. This is, you know, let's do that.
Please do.
Yeah, we will. If you want us to, we will.
Yeah.
You know, it's the most incredible sound. Like you say, it's got disco in it, it's got 80s in it, but most of all, it's got U2 in it. And that's the trademark, that everything you seem to do, it comes down to you two and this love that you have for each other, which is not only inspiring but comforting in so many ways. And it's Pride Month, of course. You know, what would you normally be doing during Pride Month? Would you normally be out gigging more than you would normally be, or how would that go if you were in Los Angeles, for example?
Yeah, we'd definitely be doing lots of Pride gigs, and you know, being there ourselves and flying the flags and the parades and all of that. I love Pride Month. Yeah, it's sad not to be doing that this year and last year. But yeah, that's what we would usually be doing, is doing lots of performances / partying. Yeah.
That's exactly what this song is. You know, for anybody out there who's thinking, will I download it or not? Download it. It is a performance / party. That's exactly what it is. It's a celebration of all the best things in music, you know. And it's such a big sound, you know. I'm partial to a big fat snare, I've got to say, you know, and it really it really is something phenomenal. That's what you are, you know. And I'm not the only person to say it, but I want to shout it really loud, because, you know, you should be really proud, not only of your story, you know, of your great love for each other as human beings, but also for going out there and making this happen yourselves. I think that's incredible, you know, because as artists, we've got to be entrepreneurs. We have to take hold of this creative industry and do something with it. It's not a case of, you know, standing at the piano or and just playing a few notes. This is an industry, and it's something that you have taken all over the world, and it's so exciting for me that this song has traveled, because it is your story, you know. It and yet you are so selfless when you give your music to everybody else. It's there, it's boom, you know. What do you think you're going to do? I mean, we're waiting on this music video, and we're used to all these things in the desert and all that going on. Where are you going in your VW camper van, ladies? And, you know, can we have an exclusive here? What's going on?
Well, there's no Joshua trees, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to wait and see.
There's no mountains to this one.
No.
But yeah, when's it out?
It's gonna be out this Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Which,
yeah, it's well, there's a VW camper van.
Okay, that's all I'm getting.
Yeah, and we collaborated.
I think alongside all you, sorry, I just want to interrupt there because I just want to point out that everybody on Instagram knows that too. I'm not getting anything here that's new because all your thousands and tens of thousands of followers have seen the camper van. Can't you give me something else? Just one thing.
There's a llama.
A dancing llama in a tutu.
Do you know what? Just even the way Frankie says that. I think llama is a wonderful thing because I would say llama, you know, but the way it's just that kind of, it's that poise, isn't it? There's a llama. Is there a llama? Are you kidding me on? Or is there a llama? Tell me there's a llama.
No, there might be a sheep. We filmed it in a very remote place, so who knows? There might be some wildlife in there.
Well, there might be some disappointed wildlife, you know, some llamas who are going, you know, well, I didn't get the gig. You must be so excited, girls, are you? You know?
Yeah, we're so excited.
Very excited.
It's been great to be doing all this again. Like, you know, we haven't really done any music videos or anything for such a long time.
No, we forgot how to do it.
Yeah.
And,
get that.
Do you know what's funny? It's
like we sat down first shot in the first scene and we were like, wait, we had all of our makeup on and everyone was there and it was like, action, go. And we were like, go what?
What do we do?
What?
What do we do?
Do you know what's funny is Frankie said to me, I don't know how to be in this video. And I said, what would Mark Ronson do? Because I always think Mark Ronson's really cool in his videos. And I showed my sister the draft of the video the other day, and she said to me, God, Frankie just reminds me of Mark Ronson.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that's what she was going for.
Because he just stands there and looks awkward.
No,
that's what I do.
Cool.
So the video for this song, how do we get it?
So the video is going to be premiered on Thursday, the 24th of June, on YouTube and Facebook, and then we'll put little snippets on Instagram as well.
I like clippets and snippets and llamas. This is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, llamas and clippets.
Llamas, clippets, snippets, sheep. You know, we're all going to be there. Me trying to get in. I'll be like going, oh, hello. I wish you would come up here and film something. We've got beautiful landscape up here.
Oh, we would love that.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I want to collaborate with you. I want it to be.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, you said it here now. We're going to put this out on social media and people will be expecting it. I know they will.
Yeah, let's do it.
Set it up.
Let's do it. So we've got this wonderful song and this wonderful video and these fabulous musicians and performers and party hit makers. What's next, ladies?
Well, we only literally just decided this yesterday, so I'm just going to check, are we actually going to do the thing that we decided yesterday? We are. We've decided, because we've been working on an album, but we've decided to put it out in two halves, so 2 EPs. So we're going to release our EP this autumn, and then there'll be a second half later down the line, maybe towards the end of the year or early next year. So that's
wow.
And we have another single coming out before that, actually. So we've got this single now, another single in August, EP in maybe September, October, and then another EP later down the line. So yeah, lots to come.
Oh wow. And touring, when are we getting back on the road, ladies? I need to see this camper van.
When we're allowed. We'll be dusting off the camper van for sure. Yeah, we hope soon.
Yeah.
Are you excited about getting back on the road?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've done some promo stuff for the new single and the other single that's coming out in August, and we've done some kind of live videos and things of us performing with the guys, and that's been really fun. And because we haven't performed with anybody for so long, obviously
That was the best feeling ever.
That was so nice, just to play live music, and it wasn't in front of anybody apart from a camera, but that was really cool. So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting out and performing again in front of people.
Yeah, people, real life people.
Real people.
Actual people. And do you think you would take it back over to America as well?
Who knows? I mean, it's
hopefully.
Hopefully we would love to go back out there. It just depends on how things go, doesn't it, and when things open up again. But I'm sure we will be back there again one day.
Well, I can't say enough about your music. It's a journey that you go on when you press play, and when you hear the introduction and all these surprises that manifest themselves throughout the song. It's something wonderful, and it's something, and I said this before about the previous album, so comforting and inspiring, and certainly for me during lockdown, something that I just had to go and turn that on at times when things were difficult, when I was finding it maybe difficult to keep everybody motivated, up here with what we do, and I found that it definitely changed my mood. It changed the way I felt. And this is the thing I think about music and what you do, and maybe what you don't know that you do, is that I think your music has the power to change lives. And I'm sure it will do. And I really do believe that this is the tipping point for you ladies. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to come and see you live in the big arena setting that I know you need to be in as soon as the world will allow us to do that again. And I'm just hoping that I'll get a VIP ticket or something, like
absolutely.
that.
Thank you so much. That is so amazing to hear. That's
it's true.
Yeah, just incredible.
Yeah,
it's it's true. And I know you don't. This is the wonderful thing about you guys. I know you've got an idea. I know your music's good, but I don't think you quite get how remarkable it is, and your story and who you are. And given that it's Pride Month, have you got any advice for any couples like yourselves who are falling in love? What would you say?
Oh,
just do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think it can be such a scary thing, especially for us, because I had no idea I was going to fall in love with a woman, and I was like, what's this happening to me? And it was the most wonderful, magical, romantic and beautiful thing ever. And it was also really full of pain and and trauma in a way, because of all the things that society have told us for so long. So I just want to say, if you're feeling all that, it's okay. And it's about kind of accepting it, really, and knowing that it's there, and allowing yourself to work through that, and knowing that everyone goes through that as well. I don't think it gets talked about enough, really. But trust in it, trust in the love, because it's leading you somewhere amazing. So it's just so important to kind of get all those kind of old, I see them as kind of patriarchal rules we've been told, and get rid of them in our minds, and kind of create that mindset shift to open up to true love and wherever it wants to take us,
and allow the person that you love to hold your hand and walk alongside you through life and make beautiful music. It's just it's a wonderful thing. I'm absolutely delighted to also have with us here today Vicky Adamczyk, who's going to join us very, very shortly. Vicki is a pioneer in activism in the workplace, and we just thought, since this is Pride Month, what a time to introduce her to the world and tell the world about everything that she does. So welcome, Vicky Adamczyk, to the show. You don't get more fabulous than Vicky and everything that you do for the world, darling. How are you?
I am great. I feel like a complete competition winner, fangirling over Unsung Lilly. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Do you have a llama, darling, or anything like that we could talk about? No?
I have fruit. I have a fruit.
Oh, excellent. I don't. It's wow. I wonder if that was a person that you were hiding there.
Absolutely not.
And so I see you're flying the flag that we know you so well for flying, Vicky. How important is it to you to celebrate Pride Month?
You know what? Listening to Unsung Lilly speak then. So I'm going to call you Unsung Lilly, not by your names, because I'm too fangirl for that. Listening to them talk about what it means to them it just resonates so much with me. The patriarchal society we live in, the sneers, the harassment, the bullying, everything that we're on the receiving end of as queer people, as LGBT people. Pride Month is a month to stand up, to celebrate, to protest, to let the world know we're here and we're not going anywhere. This isn't a phase. Pride Month is so important for me. From all the corporates, all the companies, brands, organizations who change their logos rainbow for the month. It's just amazing. I just wish it happened all year round because it's such a fabulous month, and we do love the parties. Unsung Lilly mentioned there, and the gigs and the music and the dancing. It's just brilliant.
You are a force to be reckoned with. How is it to work with you? You are such a wonderful corporate activist. How did you do that? What happened?
Well, I don't know. So like a whistle-stop tour of my life, really, for you. I studied stage management at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, and so I was surrounded by amazing like queer people doing like fun, bright stuff, and moved to London, headed for the big lights, and I started. The Arts Council started cutting funds, so I didn't really have a job. So I ended up going into sort of the corporate world, as it was alluded to earlier, and I ended up working in NHS England, and obviously being a queer woman, seeing people around me, unable to be themselves at work. When I was all flag flying queer at work, I'm here, I'm authentic, I'm myself. And so about 7 years ago, they started to talk about having staff networks and creating spaces of like groups of like lobbying and activism within the organization. And I was like, yes, get me some of that. I'll do that. So I started doing events for the staff network, getting everyone to go to Pride, getting loads of straight allies to start. I brought some props to start wearing lanyards. We got these made. There's actually a Scottish chap who works for Evelina Children's Hospital, started this project of NHS rainbow badges. So got these, started giving them to people, getting people involved, helping people understand and grow their knowledge of what it means to grow up or to be an LGBT plus person, and especially in the workplace. We've done all sorts of things around, gender neutral bathrooms and teaching people how to be an ally. I'm completely rambling now.
I'm loving it.
Basically where I got where I am now.
And this is the thing though about you, Vicky. It is that passionate ramble that is so incredibly inspiring. I don't even want to say inspiring. It's more than that. It's amazing. You are a force to be reckoned with, darling. And also for all our young people who are, considering their life choices, it's a time when we are able to say who we are and who we love, but it's not as straightforward as that yet. How important do you think the networks are in the workplace?
They're so important. I mean, it's such a corporate thing now. It's kind of like jumping on the bandwagon, but it's a great bandwagon to jump on. Starting these networks, having your presence at Pride events, marching down central London, marching through centre of Manchester and Leeds. It's so important to have these groups of people, to create safe spaces, to lobby our chief execs to do great things, to attend Pride with us, show their commitment against bullying and harassment. It's great. Staff networks can be so many things. Like it can be all that fun stuff, all the prides and the parties, and going bowling on a Friday after work together or going to the pub. But there's so much more that staff network can do. Like I said, like the corporate stuff, like lobbying for gender neutral bathrooms and training our straight allies to know what it means to be trans, non-binary, lesbian, gay, queer, and to say that it's okay to be queer, because queer has such a negative connotation to it. I use queer. I'm queer. I'm so queer. I'm a gender non-conforming queer lesbian, as queer as they come, you know. So we need to, like, we're re-owning those words and educating people. And, you know, you've got, in the corporate world, you've got everyone from like the 18-year-old graduates to the, you know, 67-year-olds. Excuse my door. That's the bathroom. To like the
Is it
60-year-olds.
gender neutral?
It is. It is. In
I
fact,
like
the whole
it.
house is gender neutral.
Do you know what? It just opened, the door opened there as you were talking about that. And I thought, did you set this up? Because there it is. That was the gender neutral bathroom. That was it. It was right there. I like it.
Well, this
Stage
is my
management.
workplace now.
It's stage
Exactly,
management, baby. Stage management.
Exactly. This is it.
You know, and it's, you know, the enthusiasm with which you describe yourself. That's a confidence that, you know, can only have been knocked and, you know, squeezed out of you at times. How have you stayed so resilient?
You know what? I have to give it all credit to my upbringing. I was brought up a funny little child. I went to Steiner School. I went to summer clubs. I danced at the Lossy Entertainment Academy, but before it was called that.
It's the place to be.
It is the place to be. I did all sorts of jazz dancing, and I credit all of my confidence and all of my who I am from my upbringing. My parents, my siblings, so accepting of me, and actually delighted when I came out because they wanted a queer sibling apparently, which was great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Just all of that stuff. I was in the army cadets, all that confidence boosting stuff as a child. Like, no one can put me down, you know. I'll just rise up, rise like the phoenix.
And how important is that to have a childhood like that? I mean, I know where you were brought up, and I know where you come from. I know your family, and you know, there isn't a better place to be than in the arms of your family. But how important is that?
It's unmeasurable. You can't measure it. Like, I look around, like, you know, I'm speaking about these like inclusive work cultures, workspaces. There's some people that didn't have what I had, and it blows my mind. Like, I can't understand what you went through or what these people went through. You know, people who are trans and have to come out and identify and change, and you know, I don't know what they went through. I just don't. But my ears are open, my shoulders are there to cry on, my arms, I'll hug them, and I'll listen and I'll learn. The most important thing is learning. And it's just that open culture I was brought up in, just, you know, no secrets, you know, we never had secrets. We always spoke, we always laughed, we, you know, used to cram 10 family in a Ford Fiesta and drive to Thurso at the weekend. You know, we were brought up so close and open. You can't measure it. Is what I'm saying.
And so you're, and I know that you're a massive fan like me of Unsung Lilly. How important is it to see idols who are living a similar life? You know, how important is that?
Absolutely. Representation is the key. And like, I mean, girls, you know, I love yous.
We love you. Yeah.
So last year obviously was lockdown year, and this is just a quick story. So meaning we couldn't go to prides, everything was cancelled, life was cancelled. So a couple of my colleagues and myself who run the staff network then, like, we need to do something, we need to be online, let's do something. So we're like, oh, let's do online, let's do NHS virtual pride. It was just going to be for our little organization. Then we thought, you know, screw it, let's reach out to the 1.6 million staff members of the NHS and do this show. We ended up having to edit down like a 7-hour show to 4 hours, and Unsung Lilly were on there. We had them, and then their song Queen of Tomorrow, was that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We had that for the end credits, and for about 5 months after that, and actually all day today, because I knew I was doing this, it's going round in my head. I was trying to put a cape on and dance on a desert, and it's just so important to see, you know, when we put the call out to be part of that pride, we had so many people come forward. We had doctors, we had GPs, mental health nurses, stars like Unsung Lilly, Graham Norton, Courtney Act. Just, we pulled all those amazing people like queer identifying, multicultural, BAME, disabled, trans, everyone, and to pull them all to one place, and like it's like a platform, like a showcase of like every hero you can imagine from every walk of the queer community. It's so important just to, you know, just to see that, and like the creativity, the music, the comedy. You know, you see yourself doing, if you see someone else doing that, you know you can do it. You know.
And the thing is, that's why it's so important. Sorry, darling, just because it's so important to have you to lead us through this, because you are so authentic. You know, you are this fabulous entity that is just one gigantic love, you know, and that's what you are. And you appreciate people in a way that is very deep and meaningful. You know, you are there for people, you're fighting for them, you're looking at their freedom, you're looking at their future and their path. How important do you think is education, Vicky, in this?
It's the most important part. If anyone asks me, if anyone at work comes to me and says, Vicky, what can we do to make more people aware? What can we do for this? What can we do for that? I always say education. We need to educate people, make it normal. We just need to educate. I'm not scary, but I'm queer. Like the word queer is scary, but I'm not. So come and talk to me. Like I will talk and talk. Well, you might have gathered I'll talk and talk and talk.
Good.
And I will educate, I will help. You know, my parents are 60 and 70. They ask me questions all the time. Oh, is this right? Is that right? And we have that two-way communication always. And, you know, coming from a small, predominantly white fishing village in the north of Scotland, you know, there's not many queer people, there's not many BAME queer people, there's not many queer BAME disabled people, you know. So that education starts with my parents, you know, that they're great, by the way. They've come on leaps and bounds over the last 11 years since I came out anyway. But it's education, always education. I'll always come back to that.
How important is it that we have people like Vicky who are flying the flag for freedom?
It's so important.
It's so important.
Yeah, because there's so many people who are, you know, finding it hard, and the more Vickies we have in the world flying that flag and being her incredible authentic self, it just gives everyone permission to be themselves. And like that's just, you know, the most important thing I think in life.
Yeah.
In life in general, you know, whether it's, you know, LGBT or anything else, it's about being ourselves is the most important thing. So it's just, yeah, it's hugely important.
And Vicky, we love you, and you're a breath of fresh air to everybody.
Unsung Lilly said my name.
Where can you take it? Where can you take it, Vicky?
Yeah.
Where can you go with this, darling? What can we do? How can we help? What's next?
You know, being here, this is amazing. Like I legitimately feel like a competition winner. Like this is fantastic. Thank you. I have so many dreams. You said, you know, my family, we're dreamers, right? We dream big. I have this dream, and it's a corporate dream, so bear with me. So every NHS organization, so I work in the NHS, has a staff network where people go and they feel safe. And I have this dream to create something, a platform where every network can come together. The NHS is very disjointed and very disconnected. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales is all a bit somewhere where everyone can come together and share best practice and share education. And, you know, I want to create something. That's my next step.
And you must dare. I mean, the slogan of our Performing Arts College is dare to dream big. You have to, you know, and this is the thing about coming from here where I am in Lossiemouth tonight. There is so much sky, you know, but you do realize that the world is more than you can see. I think I've actually written that in a musical. So the world is more than you can see, but the sky up here, the freedom, and to look up and to see the possibilities. Sometimes when you're in an inner city or wherever you are, sometimes these things become clouded and you can't see. And like Sarah was saying, you know, you meet somebody, you fall in love with somebody. You don't meet somebody and fall in love with a title. You fall in love with somebody, and it can be difficult. Do you think this corporate dream could make things a little bit more streamlined for people in the world of work?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key there, is to streamline it. It's a very corporate word, to streamline it. You know, pull everyone together, create like a conversation, create an educational platform. I don't know. It's something, it's missing. You know?
It is. And I think in the world of performing arts and the creative industries, I've been teaching in for almost 35 years now, you know, you have to be passionate about everything that you do, because the people that we meet, the people that we work with, I know they're never going to be judgmental. I know that we're all working towards the same thing. And as you say, Vicky, it's like, it's almost like, you know, why don't we have a year-long Pride? Why is it just a month? Maybe that's something that Vicky Adamczyk's going to do and change and break through that barrier so that we just celebrate humans.
Oh, what a dream, huh?
Well, do you know what, ladies, this is a dream for me. You know, if you were to look around from the platform that you now have, Vicky in the corporate world and Unsung Lilly putting out another hit song, what would you say to a world that is changing? Unsung Lilly.
Oh my goodness, what question. I am just so passionate about how the world is evolving right now. When you think how far we have come in the last 10 years, even just since we've been together, I've noticed such a big change. For example, in the world of like LGBTQ representation on TV and in adverts and things like that, you know, even just that one tiny thing has created a whole universe of change. And there's so many more of those tiny little things that are happening and creating this world that is, you know, this evolving sort of human consciousness that we're all living in. And I'd say just the people that are the dreamers, you know, like Vicky and definitely us too, and you know, the people that are the dreamers are the ones that help to create that change. So we just have to keep going. And I think the more you kind of see where life needs to go, and the more we make these changes, the happier and healthier everyone's going to be, and the more kind of evolved we're going to be as humans.
Yeah. And Vicky?
So much to say. First of all, I'd say strap your boots. We're going to move quickly. You know, we look around in the world now, we see what's happening to our trans, but I was going to say colleagues, I'm not at work, our trans family, community. It's the same thing that was happening to the gays and lesbians in the 80s. So let's change together. Let's be authentic. Let's find our people. If something makes you uncomfortable, learn about it. Why does it make you uncomfortable? Educate yourself. All comes back to education. Just find your people. Find your people. Grow, flourish. Be you. Be authentically you. Be authentic without exception. It's a catchphrase that one of the LGBT charities use. Acceptance without exception. And that's just it. There's no exception anymore. You know, the way we have access to Google, we can speak to our phone and ask it something. Ask your phone what this means. Learn, and let's get going, huh?
Wow, Frankie.
No, I agree with all of that, and I just think to me it all seems so simple because of the outlook I have on life, is that, you know, why shouldn't that be why is it an issue? Why do you care? You know, and if people like really look into themselves and deep dive into that, they'll probably just realize that it just turns into nothing. Like, it doesn't mean anything. There's no reason for why can you not just, you know, love who you love, and why do you care? like, why do you care that much? And it is all about education, and I think being, kids being brought up by parents who kind of are intrigued and understand that that's okay, and are not using, I don't know, it's I'm not as good as Sarah at this. or Vicky.
I was thinking the same thing.
So Frankie, what would you say to the parents who struggle with the decisions their children make?
I think they just need to understand. They need to be educated about the situation. They need to have a broader mindset on what other people feel, including their children. I think it's very narrow-minded. There's a lot of mindedness that goes on, and it's all down to lack of education and fear. Like, people fear things because of what's happened in the past and how they've been brought up, and it's like generational. It's like a generational thing. And yeah, it's they just need the education, and like, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, just be you. Just be you. It is good enough. You are you, and you are fabulous. And ladies, I really hope that people watching this podcast will have gained something that has enriched their lives tonight. It certainly has been absolutely enriching for me to hear, see, witness the passion of Unsung Lilly music, to look forward to the video from the release of Hold My Hand, which I think was out on the 18th of last Friday, and to take us to the release of the video on the 24th. I know that Vicki is going to be flying that flag for the single. She will be sharing it all over her fabulous networks, and let's work together to create networks and make it easier for everybody in the world, because at the end of the day, all we really want is for everybody to have a fabulous life. And ladies, I would like to thank you all, because you really are making a change. You really are making a difference, and because of you, so many people will go on to have a fabulous life. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
So I did get an exclusive. We did get something, maybe not the Llama, but we did get a stripped back version of Hold My Hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Unsung Lilly.
Tish, I want to just challenge you there. You used excluding language. You said ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't mind, I'll introduce Unsung Lilly.
Please be my guest. Please.
Everyone, sit back, relax, enjoy Hold My Hand by Unsung Lilly.
Everything's been crazy. Didn't know which way to go, and everything's been hazy. Been blinded to the forward flow. My world's been dark and my head's been down. My mind is slowly fading, and my world turns bright just to catch your eye. A new life in the making. So hold my hand, you touching new, something so sweet. Just hold my hand, hold it tightly. Yeah. So hold my hand, you touches new, something so sweet. Just hold my hand, hold it tightly. My hand, my hand, my hand. Yeah, hold my hand, my hand, my hand. Yeah, yeah. Everything is changing. I need some connection, but I'm so tired of waiting. Been searching for reflection, and my world's been dark and my head's been down. My mind is slowly fading. you knew something so sweet. Just don't mind